Listen up, guys. I want you to be honest with yourself. Have you ever lined up the perfect shot? Sights dead center, stance solid, breath steady. You squeeze the trigger, expecting a clean hit, and the round still veers off? If that's happened more than once, you're not broken. You're not a bad shot. You're just doing what 87% of pistol shooters are unknowingly guilty of, using the wrong grip. It's not your ammo, it's not your barrel, and it's definitely not some mystical force working against you. It's how your hands are connecting with the gun, and it's sabotaging your accuracy every single time. I'm talking about those classic low-left misses for right-handers, those mystery flyers that ruin your grouping, that sinking feeling when the shot feels right but prints wrong. That's not recoil, that's you, and it's fixable. There's one adjustment, and used by pro shooters, law enforcement, and tactical instructors, that corrects this instantly. They call it the crush grip. And no, this isn't some internet myth or YouTube gimmick. It's biomechanically sound, field-tested, and brutally effective. Best part? You don't need a new gun. You don't need months of training. You just need to learn how to grip like it actually matters. Because in real-life situations, it does. If you carry, compete, or just believe accuracy is non-negotiable, stay with me. Because once you learn this, your next shot will be a whole new experience. Why your hands are the weak link. Here's the reality most people don't want to admit. Your hands are the final link in the chain between mind and muzzle. You can have a $2,000 pistol, match-grade ammo, custom sights, even the best trigger money can buy, but if your grip is weak or inconsistent, you're just guessing where that bullet will land. And here's where it gets worse. Most gun owners are gripping their pistols like they're shaking hands with an old friend, not like they're controlling an explosion in their hand. It's not just bad form, it's physics. When your support hand floats, when your fingers don't wrap in full contact, or when your grip tension changes between shots, you create micro-movements that throw off your aim, especially under stress. Now think about this. In defensive shootings, the body's natural response is to tighten everything. Your heart rate spikes, your muscles contract, your coordination dips, and if your grip isn't locked in from the start, you'll be fighting your own body in the moment that matters most. That's why elite shooters don't hold a gun. They clamp it. With intention, with pressure, with structure. And that leads us to the fix that changes everything. The crush grip. How the crush grip actually works. The crush grip isn't about brute strength. It's about strategic pressure, applied with purpose, not just force. Start with your dominant hand. Grip the pistol high and tight, web of your hand tucked deep under the beaver tail. Now, here's the key. Don't just curl your fingers around the front strap. Crush inward with all the meat of your palm. Think of it like ringing the gun inwards toward its center line. Next, your support hand. Bring it in so the heel of your palm fills every gap. Fingers should stack over your firing hand, but not just resting. This is where most shooters get lazy. Instead, drive those fingers in and clamp them like you're trying to twist the frame without moving it. Thumbs, forward and tight, but don't overthink them. The real control is coming from the 360-degree pressure your palms and fingers are applying to the frame. Here's the magic. When done right, the crush grip creates what pros call isometric tension, equal and opposing forces locking the gun in place. No more muzzle dip, no more limp support hand, just full fight-ready control. And you'll feel it, first in your forearms, then in your groups. Why grip pressure controls everything. Now ask yourself this, why would something as simple as grip pressure be the hidden key to accuracy? Because your hands are the last thing touching that gun before the bullet leaves the barrel. If your grip is weak, inconsistent, or sloppy, you're not just missing shots, you're sending the whole gun into a tantrum. That muzzle jumps, the sights shift, and recoil takes over like a bad habit. But when you crush grip, when you lock those hands in like you're wringing the truth out of a lie, you give that pistol a stable, immovable platform. Suddenly, follow-up shots become laser fast. That front sight barely flinches. Your trigger pull stays clean, not sloppy. You go from flinching to finishing. This isn't about brute strength. It's about locking and discipline with every round. Step-by-step grip setup. Here's how to do it the right way. Start with your strong hand. Grip the pistol high on the backstrap, as high as you can without interfering with the slide. Your 3 bottom fingers wrap tight around the grip. Think 60% of total pressure coming from this hand. Not death grip tight, but firm. Secure, no gaps. Now here's where most shooters blow it. They slap on their support hand like an afterthought. Wrong move. Instead, rotate that support hand forward, fingers locking into the grooves of your strong hand. with thumbs stacked forward and your palm pressing flat into the exposed grip panel. This is your crush zone. Your support hand delivers the other 40% of the pressure, but wider, flatter, and more controlling. Squeeze like you're trying to crush the grip side to side, not just front to back. Result? Recoil gets absorbed and redirected. Muzzle rise drops, and you're in full command of every single shot. Crush grip equals controlled recoil. Here's what nobody tells you. Your sights don't just drift from poor aim, they get knocked off target by your own hands. A weak grip causes your muzzle to flip, your shots to scatter, and your follow-ups to hit air. But once you apply the crush grip, that recoil becomes predictable, contained, managed. You'll feel it snap back straight into your palms instead of jumping sideways, and that means your sights return faster, cleaner, and more consistently. Suddenly, double taps feel natural. Tight groups at 10 yards, easy. You're not correcting after every shot. You're stacking rounds like a machine. And guess what? It's not just about strength. It's about muscle tension, wrist alignment, and grip pressure consistency. Once all three lock in, your pistol becomes an extension of your body. This is why the pros don't flinch. Why the best shooters look calm while sending lead at 1,000 rounds a minute. It starts with control, and control starts with the grip. Why most shooters get it wrong. Let's break a myth real quick. A tighter grip doesn't mean shaking hands with your pistol like it's a live grenade. Most people either grip too soft and lose control, or grip unevenly and wonder why their groups look like shotgun blasts. The mistake? Inconsistency. They grip one way at the range, another way under stress. Sometimes two fingers dominate, sometimes the support hand's doing all the work. And when that inconsistency meets recoil, chaos, you need symmetry. Pressure balance, locked wrist bones, and unified muscle tension. Shot after shot. The crush grip doesn't just give you better aim, it gives you a repeatable platform. One that doesn't fall apart under adrenaline, cold weather, or real-world panic. It trains your body to default to control, not chaos. And when the moment comes that actually counts, that's the grip that saves your life, the real-world payoff, why the crush grip isn't optional. Here's where everything changes, and why this isn't just a range trick. The crush grip isn't about theory, it's about performance when the pressure is real. Whether you're drawing from concealment, clearing your home at 2 a.m., or standing in front of a steel plate on competition day. This grip holds your aim together when your nerves, sweat, and adrenaline try to tear it apart. A proper crush grip anchors your gun to your body. It reduces split times. It tightens your groupings, and it minimizes overcorrection between shots. In other words, your follow-ups are faster and your misses vanish. Plus, it adapts to every pistol platform. Polymer, steel frame, micro compacts. Once you master this, your hands become the universal holster. Want proof? Look at the pros. USPSA champions, tactical instructors, defensive shooting gurus. They're not reinventing the wheel every time they draw. They're locking in this grip because it flat out works. And once you make it second nature, it becomes automatic, like muscle memory, but for gunfighters. What science says and why it backs you up. This isn't just gut instinct or tactical bravado. The crush grip is backed by hard science. Biomechanics studies show that when you apply maximum voluntary contraction to every finger except your trigger finger, you eliminate sympathetic movement. That's the fancy term for when your other fingers twitch and flinch every time you pull the trigger, dragging your sights off target. Why does this happen? Because your hand isn't a group of individual fingers. It's a connected system of muscles and tendons. When one moves, the others want to follow. It's built into your anatomy, and no amount of squeeze slowly coaching will override it. Unless you crush grip. When you squeeze your non-trigger fingers at near max pressure, they can't move any further. They're locked out. That isolates your trigger finger and keeps the rest of your grip rock solid. No more torque, no more push, just straight line control. Add to that consistent front to back pressure, stable wrist alignment, and a tension balance between hands. And now you're not just shooting, you're running a system. And here's the kicker. This system doesn't fade when adrenaline spikes. If anything, it gets stronger under stress. Because when your body locks up, your grip won't fight you. It'll protect your accuracy. Real-world results. What happens when you actually use it? Alright, let's talk results because theory's nice, but performance is everything. Shooters who switch to the crush grip report immediate accuracy, gains, not after a month, not after 1,000 rounds. We're talking same-day results, whether it's law enforcement qualifying under pressure, competitive shooters shaving off split times, or everyday concealed carriers keeping tight groups at 7, 10, even 15 yards. The pattern is always the same: tighter groupings, fewer flyers, improved speed between shots, total recoil control. One range instructor tracked 200 shooters before and after learning the crush grip. The average accuracy improvement? 23% tighter groupings in just one session. That's not minor, that's night and day. Even better, shooters said it just felt more confident, more locked in, like the gun was finally working with them, not against them. Because when you grip with purpose, when every ounce of tension is dialed in, your focus shifts from controlling chaos to calling your shots. Look, if you've made it this far, you already know the truth. Missing your shot isn't always your fault, but fixing it is your responsibility. Forget chasing gear. Forget blaming ammo. The real change starts right in your hands. The crush grip doesn't just improve your shooting, it transforms your control, your speed, and your confidence when it matters most. And the best part, you don't need a fancy pistol. You don't need years of training. You just need the will to get better. So next time you hit the range, or face a moment where accuracy means everything, ask yourself one thing: are you holding your pistol? Or are you owning it? Train with intention, grip with power, shoot with purpose. And if this helped you, smash that like, hit subscribe, and tell us in the comments, did the crush grip change your accuracy? Until next time, stay sharp, stay safe, and shoot straight.